Hi everyone, my name is Joy Kimsel. For my intrapersonal communication report, I will be doing it on my career, which I'm a drug and alcohol counselor. So, if you see, the first slide tells you that it's what project it is and my name, and the second slide tells you the introduction. So, I already introduced you and told you my name. Um, like I said, I will explain intercommunication and why it's important in counseling. Um, According to Oliver, listening is an important communication skill in a variety of discipline and professions. Slide number 3. My overarching goal is to become a great drug and alcohol counselor, and I would like to achieve level 3. And in order to achieve this, the following steps need to be taken. I need to work for a year as a drug and alcohol counselor assistant. After a year, I will get reevaluated, and I will probably at that point move up to counselor 1 if they're happy with how I'm doing my job. And then from there, I'm not really sure how it goes, but you go to counselor 2 and then counselor 3. So that is what my main goal is to achieve counselor 3. The next slide, the role and the importance of intercommunication for being a drug and alcohol counselor are good communication and having good listening skills. They are really important. You want your client to feel comfortable. You want them to know that they can come to you and tell you anything. So, in order to diagnose them properly, you have to really listen to what they're telling you. You have to try and determine if they're telling you the truth or if they're not telling you the truth. So, being a good listener, it goes right along with drug and alcohol counseling. The next slide, background and behavior blends. I believe a positive influence for the way I am today is due to my mom and dad. My mom and dad were Christians. They took us to church every time the door was open. My father and my mother both ran youth group. And they taught us good morals. They taught us to be kind and loving to people and to do what Jesus would do. Um, the negative things is the reason why I really got into drug and alcohol is because my son was addicted to heroin. And that was just a very, very bad time. And through all that, I seen how he got treated. I seen how people put him down. And my son is really a good kid. He just made a bad choice. And through those choices, he did some bad things. So I just want to be able to help anyone that I possibly can, even if it's only just one person. If you want to go to the next slide, the next slide is communication barriers. Now, there's a lot when it comes to drug and alcohol. Um, One of the main things is for parents to really listen and communicate with their children. They should know where they're at all times, get them involved in sports, um, activities, keep them occupied because the more they're occupied, the less they're going to want to go out and experiment and be with other people and hang on the streets. Um, but also, people don't think that marijuana is a gateway to other drugs. This is a myth. Um, Marijuana is definitely, in my opinion, a gateway to other drugs. My son, for example, started out experimenting with marijuana, and that just wasn't doing it for him anymore. So he went on to get more stronger drugs and ended up that he started to um, inject heroin. Um, a lot of people think that drug addicts are low lives, are not worth anything, but that is so untrue also. Um, there's a lot of influensive people. Um, there's businessmen, there's CEOs, um, there's actors, of course, actresses. There's so many people. This drug does not discriminate against anybody. It'll affect young, old, white, black, Hispanic. It doesn't care. It's out to get whoever it can get. Going back to parents, so I really think the parents need to sit down with their children and they need to explain and listen to what their children have to say. Um, People think that this addiction cannot hit their family, but it can hit anybody. It's really bad. It's really a bad addiction, and we need to do so much more to get people aware and educate them on this. Okay, next slide. As you can see, I have a picture there of a boy in the bottle. And this is so much like addicts. They don't want to be the way they are. They feel like they're trapped in a bottle. And I thought this picture was just so appropriate um, for talking about communication barriers. Next slide. That's more communication barriers. According to Burley and Allen, listening involves a more sophisticated mental process than hearing. It demands energy and discipline, which I can see that within my career. Like I said before, you got to be a good listener. You have to listen to what they're saying. You have to look at them. You have to have the right posture so they know that you're listening to them, because these people need a lot of help. And you just have to listen to what they have to say. Sometimes they'll come in and they'll just talk to you for an hour because they just need to get things off their chest, or they have nobody else to talk to. So listening skills really goes hand in hand with being a drug and alcohol counselor. Okay, if you want to click to the next slide, I think that pretty much talks about parents and how they should communicate with their kids. Also, I believe parents need to communicate with each other. They need to listen to each other. They need to talk about what they feel their kids are doing or not doing. So that's also important. Resources, the textbooks, listening the forgotten skill. Uh, the other, I can't think of the other one. The other one that is associated with our course is Bridges Not Walls by John Stewart. These are very good books. I know I'm running out of time here, so I want to be able to upload this. Strategies on becoming a better listener consists of making eye contact, looking at the person, not thinking of other things. Don't preach to people. People don't want to be preached to. Action plan. Find areas of communication that interest both of you. Take the initiative. Take notes. I do a lot of note taking in my job. So these are some things that you can have for an action plan. I would like to just end with, according to Peterson, years of experience have proven to him that listening is a more effective and empowering way to help others than trying to solve their problems for them. Also, I have to apologize to you. On the next slide is my resources. And when I did my resources, they looked fine. But when I went to submit it, I got all jumbled up like that. But thank you so much, and enjoy your evening and enjoy your Christmas. Thank you.